Hi guys, Vanessa here. So today's video is going to be a Dollar Tree makeup haul. I know, the Dollar Tree. I picked up some goodies from the Dollar Tree and I don't know, I kind of wanted to just play around with some makeup from the Dollar Tree, of course, and challenge myself and see what look we could come up with. So yeah, without further ado, let's get into it. So I'm a little nervous because the Dollar Tree does not have the best makeup selection, I'd say. I definitely can say, but I just thought it'd be fun to kind of challenge myself and see what makeup look we could create with what they have to offer there at the Dollar Tree. I know that we could even sometimes forget our makeup. Or let's say you were going to dinner at a friend's house or whatever the case may be, your family's house for dinner, and you don't have time to go home and get dressed with some makeup. Maybe you want to stop at a Dollar Tree and, I don't know, maybe pick up some little bit of makeup because you don't want to spend much because you have makeup at home. You know what I mean? So anyways, today's going to be just a challenge and see what we can come up with, okay? So what I picked up at the Dollar Tree was this LA Colors eyeshadow palette. I knew that I kind of wanted to play with color this time around because, like I had said in my last video, I've been doing a lot of neutral shades. So I picked up that. Then I picked up this LA Colors blush. This is also by LA Colors. But anyways, this blush, I thought this blush was kind of pretty. We'll see how that performs. I don't know if it has much color payoff, but we will see. And then I also picked up this Wet n Wild Enhance Full Healthy Lashes Mascara. We shall see how this performs because who knows? It's Wet n Wild, so I have better expectations for Wet n Wild since they do sell this brand at like Target or CVS, that type of thing. Then for foundation, guys, at the Dollar Tree there is not a good selection of foundations. Of course, they're always way too deep for my skin tone, or they're always too even light for my skin tone, but this is the best I could do. This is a Sassy Chick moisturizing foundation in the shade Light. I mean, we'll see. And then I was actually excited to find these because I have seen others on YouTube, speak about these Wet n Wild eye brushes. So I picked up the smoky liner brush and I picked up the small eyeshadow brush. So we'll see how these perform. They're by Wet n Wild. And I also picked up an eyeliner. This is like a basic eyeliner pencil. It's by the brand e.l.f. So it is quite promising as far as quality, I'd say, just because it's from e.l.f. I've never tried it before, but you know, you never know. And then I wanted to open everything on camera with you guys, but I did actually open this one up because I was excited to see the color. It's a e.l.f. lip liner. And let me just say, the color ain't great, I will say. But we're gonna play with it. Let's make it work. Because again, it's about just challenging ourselves and see how we can make it work, right? Okay. To start off with foundation, let's see. I'm kind of nervous, I will say. Okay, to start off with the foundation. So like I said, this is in the shade Light 1. Whatever that means. I kind of want to do this with what I bought from the drugstore specifically. I don't want to use any other product just because I kind of want to see what, you know, the outcome's going to be just using these products from the Dollar Tree. Okay, so let's see. I'm thinking I'm going to apply this. Obviously, I'm going to apply this with my hands because I don't have anything with me. I just want to do a quick makeup look. Oh, you definitely want to, you know, see that it's that seal, making sure that it's closed and it's not been used. Well, actually, I opened it from the. Never mind. I opened it from that carton. So I'm gonna add a little bit on my fingers and I'm going to apply it on my face like so. Wow, that shade might work. I'm kind of applying it kind of slowly. I'm not adding too much product. I'm trying to spread the product out on my face because I don't want it to look, I want to help the foundation blend on my skin and kind of give it its best shot at looking close to my skin tone. Let me see. I'm gonna spread that out. It feels so weird applying makeup with my hands because I haven't done this since like, I don't know, maybe since like my high school days. Nothing wrong with it actually. I mean, you just want to make sure your hands are clean. I did wash my hands before filming this, but yeah, I mean, you can still get a nice blend with your fingers. I don't know. How's that looking? Not bad. It could be a lot worse, I will say. A little bit around the mouth. I'm going to apply a little bit more under the eyes. Since I didn't find concealer that was my shade, I kind of just thought, okay, well, let me just use what I found with the foundation and apply that under the eye. You can still use it as concealer. We might maybe have to layer a little bit. So how does that look? I feel like it looks pretty good. On camera it is looking a little bit lighter than what it's looking like in person, but I feel like it looks good. Not bad. Like I said, it could be a lot worse. Definitely a lot worse. So let's go in with our eyeshadow palette. Let's see what kind of color payoff these shadows are going to have. I'm going to swatch the 3 shadows on the back of my hand. These are what the 3 shadows look like. They are all shimmers, so we'll see. Let's see. I'm going to go in with the e.l.f. eyeliner. Okay, so with the eyeliner, I'm going to actually be smudging the eyeliner with the small smudger brush. I'm going to be going in with the small eyeshadow brush. The one I used previously was called Smoky Liner Brush. Okay, so as I expected, the color payoff on these are not the greatest. The lavender is very, very light, so I find that applying it with a eyeshadow brush, you have to keep kind of scraping the shadow with the brush. And I feel like the better application for these shadows, since they don't have a lot of payoff, is with the finger. So unfortunately, I don't like these. So that's a flop. But I just went all over the lid with that purple shade, and the eyeliner actually performed really, really well. It's actually pretty creamy. Even though it's actually a wooden pencil, I actually had lower expectations for this eyeliner, but it's actually performing pretty well because it is, like I said, it's very, I'll show you, it's very creamy. It's very creamy, so, and it's very black, which is a great thing. And then for the inner corner highlight, I added the lighter shade. I was trying to mix them, but I find that you can't really do much because they're all so light. They're really light shades. I don't know if you can tell. But yeah, let me just finish up the other eye and then we'll move on. So I'm kind of just using the eyeshadow brush to kind of blend out, diffuse the edges of the shadow. But because I'm doing a one shade all over the eye, I'm going to just kind of diffuse the edges with my no, this is not Elf, this is Wet n Wild eyeshadow brush. I'm just gonna kind of just try to blend the edges. Since I'm just going in with my finger at this point, and I'm just applying it all over the lid. So I even added that inner corner highlight with this shade with my finger. I applied the lighter shade. It kind of gives it like a duochrome eyeshadow look, if you will. So to go in with mascara, I'm going to add the Wet n Wild Mega Wear Mascara. I'm intrigued on seeing what this wand even looks like. Let's see. Oh, it's very skinny. You see that? Let's just jump right in. Wow, so that mascara actually wasn't bad at all. It's definitely not the worst mascara that I've ever tried. I actually kind of do like the little wand, even though I typically like more of a fuller, thicker wand. I do like this wand just because I feel like it does pull, it's a soft brush. It's not a plastic bristle. I like the soft brush, and I feel like it pulls the lashes through. So it's definitely not the worst mascara I've tried. I actually will be reusing that mascara. I actually like it. So for my waterline, I think I'm going to apply a little bit more of that lavender lilac shade underneath the lash line. I'm going to be using that smudger brush from Wet n Wild. So I placed that lilac lavender shade in the palette underneath the lower lash line and applied some mascara to the bottom lashes. Since we don't have really much to play with this palette, I felt like there was a need to add a little bit of color underneath the lash line, just so that it looks like we tried harder than we actually did. Since we don't really have a transition shade in this palette, and we don't have a matte shade in this palette, so it kind of just ties everything together and making it look more than what it actually is. Does that make sense? Okay, moving on to the blush. The blush is by LA Colors. It looks like this. Let me show you actually. let's take out the brush. It looks like this. So there's a little bit of a sheen. I don't know if you can see there on picking up on camera. I actually don't mind that it has a sheen to the blush just because it adds a little bit of luminosity to the blush, and I do not like sheen or shimmer in bronzers. The bronzers that I saw there at the dollar store, sorry, were actually really shimmery, and I was like, no, there's no way I'm gonna play with that because I just know it's not gonna work. A bronzer should not have a shimmery sheen to it. I just, in my personal preference and my personal opinion, I don't feel like you should have any like sparkle or glitter in your bronzer, because a shadow is just a shadow of the shadow of the face. You would not contour with something that has shimmer on it. So I didn't actually find one. So since we really don't have any tools, I'm going to probably, that looks pretty. I'm gonna swatch it on the back of my hand. Oh, that's actually pretty. Oh. You see that? That's pretty. Let's see. I'm gonna apply it with my fingers. I'm all seeing if I'm gonna regret that, because we really don't have anything with us. We're trying to just make it work with what we got, and what we got is just our fingers. So let's see. Do you see that? That shit is pretty. I mean, I don't know if I like it with this eye look, but it's all that they had. And since I didn't find a bronzer, I was like, okay, I need to find something to give color to the cheeks. I'm just blending that in with my fingers. Like so. That's pretty. Do you see that? Do you see that? I like that. And I actually will probably use this blush again, so I liked it. Of course with my blush brush, but we don't have one today. We don't have one right now on hand. Okay, going in with, what do we have left? We already used our foundation. We already used our eyeshadow palette. We used our mascara. We used our blush. We used the brushes. We used the eyeliner. So all that's left is the e.l.f. liquid, sorry, no, the e.l.f. lip liner pencil. Like I said, I did kind of test this before filming because I was like opening the package, but then I was like, you know what, let me wait to open everything with you guys on camera. But I did kind of cheat and see how this performed on the lips. When I tell you that I wasn't expecting what I saw on my lips, I don't know. Let's just try it. You guys will see what I'm talking about. All I have is some chapstick on my lips, so let's just go right in. So here is the lip liner. I don't know if you can kind of tell on camera, but it has a sheen. This lip liner has a sheen, which is like not my cup of tea. I don't really like eyeliners that have a sheen. As far as it gliding on the lips, it's not the worst, but it's definitely not the best. But this color, it's like, I thought it was gonna be a pretty rose shade, and it actually has, I thought it was gonna be this pretty rose shade, and it actually has a sheen to it, and I don't think you're seeing it much. Really, I don't think you really can see what I'm talking about on camera, but to kind of, let's try to fix this. So what I'm doing is I'm just gonna blot the lip liner with my finger and kind of see if I can take away that shimmery sheen, just because it, like I said, it's not my, you know, I don't really like that on my lips. I don't like the way it looks. I was expecting a matte shade, if that makes sense. I wasn't expecting the shimmeriness. Okay, so that was on camera. It looks like I'm not even using anything on the lips, but I definitely took most of the product on that. Most of the product. I definitely have product on the lips, but I did try to blot off that top layer just to kind of give me more of a matte lip liner look that I actually like, instead of that shimmer that I had, you know? Just didn't look right. But anyways, this is it. This is the final result. This is the final look. It definitely could be a lot worse. It definitely could be a lot better. I mean, like I said, I didn't have much to work with the shadows because there were all shimmer shades in this palette. There were no matte shade. So if this would have been like a matte shade, I could have been able to buff that in the crease, then thrown this on the lash, on the eyelid, and then again go in with the inner corner highlight using this lighter shade. I just wanted, like I said, something to be very quick and just challenge myself what I could do with something very minimal if I were to not have my makeup on hand and I would go to rush to Dollar Tree just to pick something up, just to kind of put myself together, you know, just to kind of do a little something with bare face. So yeah, I think that the best thing that I picked up at the Dollar Tree were the mascara for sure, these Wet n Wild brushes for sure. I know that these were really good if I were to have a great shadow to work with, but because these were these were not my favorite, there's not much to work with. So these would perform, I think, really well if I had a better pigmented eyeshadow, because they are also available like at Target, and I have seen these at CVS even, the Wet n Wild brushes. This blush has a pretty sheen. I actually really enjoyed this blush. So I think I would actually be using this in the future. This foundation, I'm noticing that it's not matte. It actually looks like it would probably break down throughout the day. It's very dewy. It's very sticky. I feel my skin being very tacky. Again, it's something like if you had a couple of red spots or a couple of acne marks that you kind of just want to cover up. And if you do find your shade, then I feel like this does do the trick. I feel like it did kind of even out my complexion. So yeah, not my favorite, but again, if we have nothing else, it did definitely do the job. So guys, this is the final look. I hope you guys enjoyed seeing what I could create with Dollar Tree makeup. It definitely was a fun challenge. It was definitely difficult to do anything really with one eyeshadow palette that has nothing but shimmers. But like I said, it was just a challenge just to see what we could come up with. So if you like these types of videos, please like and subscribe to my channel before you guys leave. And I will see you guys on my next one. Bye guys!